Pick a card. To me, you are perfect. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading for you. Today we're going to be visiting To Me, You Are Perfect. And this is based on the movie Love Actually. So it is a love reading. If you're not interested in a love reading, please don't watch this. So let's go ahead and choose our piles. Actually, let me go ahead and light some sagey sage just because that's how we do. You can always fast forward and jump on to your timestamps below. If you want to skip this part, no problem. Here we go, a little bit of energy, clearing out any negativity. And let's pull our cards. To me, you are perfect. We're going to find out what they think, how they feel, what they dream, and their actions. Pile number 1. The 5 of Swords. Pile number 2, I'm filling that one. The 4 of Wands. And pile number 3, the 8 of Swords. Take a look, make your selection, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Much appreciated. If you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for stopping in. You chose the 5 of Swords. Pile number 1. This is interesting indeed. To me, you are perfect. Speaking from this person that has their eyes locked on you. I feel like this is someone who walked away from you, who turned their back on you, and by the same token, they left a huge hole in their own heart. I feel like when they turned away, walked away, shunned you, or even for a small amount of you, this could be people that are already crossed over to the other side. I feel like it left a big old gaping hole in their heart. And I do see here where there has been some attempt at mending that heart, but it's never been the same. It's always been this big void in their soul, in their heart. And she actually has a missing piece right here in her hand. Now, the interesting is, I feel like this is also, even though it represents you, I feel like the way they're looking with one eye right here and the flower blocking the other, I feel like this is also representation of them spying on you. So they've had their eye on you. If they don't actively check your pages, your socials, all things like that, if they don't see your real life, they actually have their finger on the pulse, okay? I feel like this person knows that they were, I mean, obviously deceptive. With the 5 of Swords, this is all about deceit. This is a sneak attack. But what the interesting thing in here is that I'm getting is that they were deceitful. Yes, they did attack purposefully. Yes, they were self-centered. Yes. But in their sneak attack and in their effort to flee the situation or get away with things, you kept a part of their heart with you, in fact, their whole heart, and they are simply a shadow of the person that they once knew. I feel like this is a repercussion of their behavior, honestly. I feel like it's quite unexpected, this turn of events. I also feel like it was fated for this to happen. In a lot of ways, I feel like you were their catalyst for change and vice versa. I do feel like this was incredibly painful. I feel like it could have shook you. But I feel like since you have found your poise, your balance, your root chakra feels like it's incredibly balanced. And in spite of everything, I feel like this event could have transpired a while ago, by the way. I'm going to say 3+ years. or it feels like a million years, right? When we love someone and something like that happens, it could feel like it's an eternity. But I'm going to say that this person definitely has been eyeballing you. And I feel like energetically you can feel them as well, which is interesting. So what do they think? What does this person think? To me, you are perfect. What do they think? I'm going to tell you off the bat, they are surprised that the way that they dealt in shady measures and bobbing and weaving and the way that they moved, they felt like they had the upper hand when they took off or left or whatever it is that they did that was super shady. But they're shocked that you retain a large part of them. How they feel, you can't make this up, folks. You saw me shuffle. They feel very nostalgic. They feel protective of your memory, right? Because things become a memory of like what transpired between you, even if they behave badly. For a select few of you, this could be reversed. What do they think? They have a lot of thoughts about you. They wonder what it would have been like to maybe have a family with you, become a family, raise a family, have children with you. They wonder what kind of dreams you would have, I heard, bred together. And really, almost like I'm seeing these balloons being filled with dreams and being left to drift up in the ethers in the sky. I feel like they might have pictures of you or some type of memento, but they're definitely nostalgic. What else do they think? I feel like we're getting into more feelings. They feel like they think that they can just eventually come towards you someday. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight is very slow moving. And it's interesting to look at all this. The horse is made out of like leaves, right? Interesting, because I feel like this is leaving, and I heard believe. I want to leave to get you, that kind of a thing. But I feel like they want to make a great comeback. That's what they think, is that someday they'll be able to return. They'll figure out how to maybe perhaps get into your good graces once again. Now, this is just what they're thinking. It doesn't have to be a factual thing. This is what this person or your crush thinks. Now, obviously, this is a previous connection. How do they feel? I feel like they believe, I feel like they're shocked that they have such a gaping hole in their lives and emptiness. They are shocked. They feel stunned that their bad behavior resulted in mega pain for them, by the way. They're also shocked and surprised at how level-headed, how poised you are, how beautiful you are. You could have very much like porcelain skin. You could have a very Victorian look about you, a little bit gothy look about you. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be, but maybe perhaps. You could like satin, or you could look very regal and elegant. Also, I feel like with this one eye standing out here, I feel like they can think that you have a very active third eye, okay? They feel you thinking about them sometimes too, even though it is veiled. And I look at these petals and I can't help but think, not what I expected. I feel like they can feel you thinking about them intimately, okay? If you know what I mean. How does this person feel? Look at this. You can't make this up, okay? I feel like even though they were the deceptor, the cunning one, they feel, with the Nine of Wands, it's almost like beat up from the street up. I've been pricked and prodded with all the thorns. I've been hurt by the things that I love the most. They could have really ended entangled in some kind of an abusive thing. They want to kind of turn away from it, but they carry their wounds very close to their chest, meaning that they don't share their wounds with everyone. Like you might be able to see signs of their wounds, but they're not going to really discuss it with anybody. They're going to be really gun shy to do a lot of things that they used to do. I feel like the seasons have changed behind because of all this. There could have been a recent burn in their lives, meaning that a lot of things could have burned down around them figuratively, maybe even for one or two, you know, factually. But I feel like this is more figurative. Maybe perhaps what they chased with their dark aspect of themselves, they lost. It went up in flames. And now it's just like this white smoke. And, you know, I don't know a lot about burn and things like that. But when you burn a pile of like new saplings and moist leaves and things like that, it has a white burn to it. So I feel like this could have been like a newer relationship or something that was like just new. And it didn't have a lot of depth to it, and I feel like that could have burned to the ground along with everything with it. And now what they're seeing is simply everything just being extremely foggy, and they feel very defensive. And you know, that's what happens when you have really bad behavior. I mean, hard for me to feel bad about that. Moving on. How do they feel? Not how Griselle feels. How do they feel? Pile number 1. If you're liking this kind of read, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you would like to see in the future. The Ten of Swords, they feel completely level. They feel like they've been betrayed. Wow. Ding, that's it. That's confirmation for you, folks. I'm thinking they feel like they thought they could have done better, and all of a sudden it's like everything that they believed in, it's almost like that needle in the haystack. They can't get out of their minds that they found it, and now that needle is needling them. In spite of like all the running that they've done to try to like outrun their own maneuvers, their own bad behavior, things that they do regret currently, they can't change what they've done, obviously. But I feel like this has come back in a lot of ways to really hurt them. I also feel like the people that they have trusted actually wound up injuring them as well. And those people turn their backs on this person that thinks that you are perfect for me. Please hold. And we're back. Pile number 1. Thank you for being patient. Not that you had to wait because I did pause. Let's find out what they dream. What does this person dream of? To me, you are perfect for pile number 1. What does this person dream of? The mystery. Secrets and hidden meanings. Wow. I feel like this person is being communicated with by spirit specifically. I'm even seeing this as a wand. They could be really intuitive led. They could be psychic themselves. They could be in tune with the other side. I feel like they are seeing numbers, repeating numbers and things like that. They could be drawn to the occult themselves. Something about your connection has served to awaken them up. And this is what they dream about. So I feel like in a real dream, you know, when they're sleeping, they're seeing things, signs and synchronicities. You could actually want to go to that video. That was the one prior to this one posted. Or they could be seeing things in their waking life that reminds them of you. And they have an inability to run away. And they dream about discovering what this means to them. This is reversed. With the reverse, I wasn't planning on doing reversals, but this is my caution card because it says caution. Keep your guard up. And intuitively, what they dream about is being able to let their guard down with you. Now, they know that they've done some bullshit with you, right? And to you. Looking at how this card is even blurring out the way I move it at the very bottom. It's very interesting to see that, to me, the spider web can represent a lot of, like, 6 degrees of separation, different connections as well, but also your connectivity to the internet and different means of communication. With the word caution right here, they want to be vulnerable. They want to be open. Excuse me. They want to throw caution to the wind. I heard they want to take their licking. Okay. Like, I'll bet you do. Pile number 1. Their dream. What do they dream about? Oh, they speak up. See, I told you, they want to speak up. They want to speak on what transpired before. They want to speak up on what is going on in their lives now. They want to speak up about even signs and synchronicities that they're seeing in the 3D, in the real world, including dreams as well. They could have seen a swarm of bees or a whole bunch of birds like migrate from one side to the other. The pattern could have been really unusual, or they could be watching videos and have this like phenomena being brought out to them and have it stand out and be really unusual. They want to be able to talk to you about it. But I feel like they want to stand on purity. They want to stand and bring everything to light, everything that was once hidden. I feel like their life and the way they perceive things is no longer the way it used to be, and that's a really good thing. I feel like the darkness is really largely behind them, and I feel like they want to make some ramification. Now keep in mind, this is not me stating, hey, this person wants a call and makeup and they want to speak to you. You don't have to accept that if you don't want to. This is simply what they dream about and what they like to do. I feel like they want to explain themselves, and they do have a lot of explaining to do here. That's entirely up to you if you want to hear them out or not. Pile number 1, this person's action. To me, you are perfect. Their actions within the next 6 months. Let's put a deadline to it. 6 months from the time you're watching this, as my readings are indeed timeless. Their actions within the next 6 months. Stillness. They ain't doing much of anything, huh? Lack of movement. Everything's frozen over. They might be waiting for winter to thaw. They might be waiting for another season, another reason. I'm hearing what else is new. Within the next 6 months. What are their actions? Create. Nurture your creative energy. Maybe they just want to get into like creating things, recreating themselves, creating different things, being in their creative energy. What else? What are their actions within the next 6 months, please? For pile 1, the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like they want to take a chance with you for sure with this 10 of Cups right here. They want to make things right. They want to at least, I feel like they miss you. Okay, this is definitely somebody from the past. If that's not your story, this is not your reading. They feel completely left out. Well, I mean, you're going to feel left out unless you make a move, right? What else can we know? Maybe they need to feel this isolation, this separation from you. Maybe it's the first time that they've been alone in years or ever. Some people go from relationship to relationship and never do any inner work or healing. Yeah, 4 of Cups. I don't feel like this person making really any move until they deal with themselves. They have to deal with their shadow side. I feel like in a lot of ways they've sheltered themselves. They have hidden themselves in plain sight with other people. They have not allowed the dust to settle before they've moved on from one relationship to the other. And I feel like pretty soon, you know, they've like medicated on the 6 of Wands. This is being celebrated by many different people. Again, a lot of maybe many women, many men, or a plethora of attention, some kind of addictive behavior, always keeping it moving, right, until the next flower, being controlled by their passion. My grandmother would call this picaflor. It's a little hummingbird that bites all the flowers, right, that samples all the wares, basically. So I feel like this person is not going to make any moves. They are going to really think about how they feel left out and what transpired there and what is holding them close in here. Caged up, and I feel like they're putting their antennas out into the world to see if there is any reciprocity from you. Would there be any reciprocity? They could even be experimenting with this create card underneath that we saw. with trying to telepathically communicate with you as well. So I don't know. I mean, I've been in a stage in life where it's like, who cares? Things like that. But this is your reading. So hopefully it was of some comfort, some help, or some amusement to you. And if you like this reading, again, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you at your next reading. Much love to you, and namaste. Hi, pal 2. Welcome to my channel. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Pal number 2, if you chose this beautiful 4 of Wands, this message is for you. Get a little bit of Sadie Sage going because we can. To me, you are perfect. You chose the 4 of Wands. What is this person thinking? To me, you are perfect. For pile number 2, 2 cards, please. The 6 of Swords. They want to travel towards you. They want to move towards calmer waters with you. I almost feel like this is a little bit of a creature. It almost looks like a sleeping turtle or a crocodile. We can call it a crocodile, who knows? But this person wants to lift up anchor from the tough times, the rough times, the black cloud in the sky over me, clouds, those kind of times, and they want to move to calmer waters with you. Or they could simply view you as a calmer water. I'm hearing a good time, to be perfectly honest. This is kind of weird because I don't get good times right here. Not like bad times. I get more like longevity, not in and out energy. But see what happens. What does this person think? They think that they're quite obsessed with you. They can't get you out of their mind. I feel like belladonna. I feel like you could be viewed as quite captivating, as quite mysterious. Even there is a spider growing out of her belly, presumably, right? And there's a spider web right here, both areas. So I think it is said that this is one of the most poisonous mushrooms. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a mushroom expert. But I'm going to say that you're incredibly alluring. I feel like you could be a little bit coy. She's even holding like 2 little cherries right here. There could be a little bit of a 50s vibe, or you could like cherries. You could like spooky things. You could like to wear dresses. You could occasionally glance over your shoulder and look at people, and that could be very captivating to this person. 4 of Wands. For pile number 2, what do they think? They think that you're incredibly alluring. They like to see you in red again. They think that perhaps that ship has sailed for them. There's a lot of depth of emotion. I feel like when they see you, when they think about you, they are filled with powerful emotions. It makes them go deep within themselves. I feel like it's almost like a connection or an emotion that they never thought they would ever feel. They feel even like a lot of choppy waters. Yeah, like conflicted, a little bit like I don't really know what to do. And I feel like in some ways, however you encounter this person or however they know you, because I feel like they do know you, or they've heard of you, or you have some kind of social media, or you do some kind of training or teaching that they've seen that really evokes a lot of emotion within them. With this ship right here, I almost feel like the ship has sailed and this person looks sad. Maybe perhaps they have a beard. Maybe they do have a mustache and beard, and they tend to get a little bit of a faraway look when they think about you. And with this ship being held in his hand right now, I just feel like it's almost like being lifted out of the water, right? I'm getting the I surrender vibes, which is kind of interesting because that's not how I usually view this. But the King of Cups is definitely aware of his emotions, aware of the depth of them. He's very deep himself, but he won't necessarily verbalize them. How does this person feel? We briefly touched on this. How does this person feel for pile number 2, please? 6 of Wands. They feel like they want to have victory. They feel like they've had a little taste of you, maybe. This was like a sneaky link or a one-night thing, or 2 ships passing in the night, or maybe this was like a long ago type of thing. But I feel like they've had a taste or a kiss from you or a sip of you, and they definitely want more. They could see having a home with you with the 4 of Wands. And I don't think it's anything elaborate. I feel like they get from you that it could even be just something quite simple, and they would be happy, whatever it is that they had with you, which is interesting as well. So why are they viewing you? A little bit like the devil. It's almost like you've entrapped them, intoxicated them. You, you know, these mushrooms could be like hallucinogenic as well. I don't know if this one particularly is. I think this is like a no bueno, don't eat it one, but again, maybe I should read up on my mushrooms. I'm just going to say that I feel like they feel hypnotized when they're around you or when they see you, okay? Yeah, they want to take a plunge. They want to take a risk. They feel like this is what you are. You're very alluring. You're like, oh, look, I'm just an innocent little flower just growing right here. When in reality, there is a great depth to this. What is this, crocodile perhaps? It's a great, great creature that you don't want to mess with. And yet, this lady's almost like doing the whole Sound of Music thing, right? And she's in danger of just like walking all over him. Maybe this... this was not supposed to be like PG. This is supposed to be like PG-13, not like, you know, 18 plus. But I almost feel like this person would not mind being trampled by you. It's a thing, okay? Don't judge me. But this could be somebody who's like into like really kinky stuff. They want to be trampled on, stomped on, stepped on. Maybe they want like your feet on them somehow, or symbolically they could really want you to walk on them, like they're hypnotized. I don't know, some way, somehow they're drawn into your, what they feel like is a trap. They almost feel like you're entrapping them, even though she's just like literally planted in there. She ain't going nowhere. And he's the one wanting to make the moves to come towards you. She does make a difference, okay? I feel also like, with the 6 of Wands right here, this person knows. They feel like a lot of people want you, okay? It's not just them. Listen to me make up words. You are wantable. You are definitely wantable. Pile number 2, this person sees a lot of other people like wanting you, actively wanting you. And this person, again, wants to travel. They want to commit. They want to come towards you. They want to throw in their hat with you. That's interesting. So a lot of I want to anchor with you. I want to hunker down with you. I want to, yeah, build a home, be steadfast, kind of. It's almost like they're not used to feeling like that with anyone else. And this is a complete surprise with them. And something about this hat containing like this cross in here. They could be like religious or of the cloth or something like that. But they could see you as an incredible swan. And swans are said to be faithful to one another. So maybe perhaps this person wants to kind of bring the party to you, okay, with like this little manifestation rod here. But they're hiding these feelings. That's what I think. I think that they feel like they have to hide these feelings is what they're thinking. They almost feel like kind of bamboozled, like how did this happen and why am I still thinking of things? This is kind of crazy, right? Especially if you've only met up once or twice or you don't know each other very well. I don't feel like you know each other super well. I'm going to say that. I feel like you may know each other a little bit, but not full-on relationship for a long time type of thing. That's not it. That was pile 1. What do they dream? What does this person dream about? To me, you are perfect. What do they dream about? Let's see what's going on here. Remember who you are. Return to the roots. I feel like they dream about... I feel like they dream about even they would like to see you with no clothing on, like the way you were created, basically. They would like to see you naked in the stars. They'd like to see you with your hair down, that kind of a thing. Return to the roots. Remember who you are. I feel like they have these like dreams of inner prompting to return who they are at core level. Maybe perhaps this person thinks, and they're living out some kind of a fantasy of being like I'm hearing quasi player. Like, I don't even know what that means. I'm not talking about Quasimodo, the hunchback, right? But I'm saying this is like a fake believe player, like somebody who goes out there and is just a total player with men or with women, whatever the case is. But I feel like they're getting promptings by their spirit guides, by their actual dreams of, hey, remember who you are. Remember your center. Remember what it is to really feel and not just act on like superficial things. Remember what it is, something about the belly, your gut instinct. Remember who you are. Remember what you held dear to you once upon a time. It's time to return to that. Because I feel like this person is kind of deceive themselves into becoming someone that they are actually not. Yeah, manifestation. They want to manifest you into their life. They could be really dreaming about manifesting you, about having a lot of like stars and stripes and sparks. They could be thinking and dreaming about like seeing comets or stars or navigating waters, right? Using the stars and things like that. They could be dreaming about different countries. And this, I just saw a little smile, like the moon and then dot, dot. So this could be, they could be even seeing like travel, astral travel, but traveling to different countries and continents and things like that. They could be thinking about traveling to you. And now all of a sudden this looks like a volcano almost erupting, this big dream right here. And it could be that they are even dreaming about volcanoes or even daydreaming about volcanoes, and how they feel like you have somehow, wow, they definitely have a lot of like hot ideas about you. But in the PG-13 version, I feel like they think about a lot of things have erupted out of their desire for you or their thoughts of you that they keep trying to push back or stifle. And it's quite interesting because there's a lot of water, a lot of emotion, but I feel like they're used to acting superficially. Again, I'm getting kind of like pseudo player vibes. It's almost like I've talked myself into doing these things because that's what guys are supposed to do or men are supposed to do. But ultimately they don't feel fulfilled and they are thinking about being headed your way. Heading your way is a better way to put it. They want to hitch their anchor on your star, whatever that means to you. What are their actions for the next 6 months? Within the next 6 months, from whenever you watch this reading, what are their actions? Pile number 2. 4 of Cups. Okay, they are going to be made in the shade. They are going to be thinking about things, not wanting to make any moves at all whatsoever. So what else are they going to be doing here? The Queen of Pentacles. Look at all these little bunnies right here. I feel like they're going to start to kind of settle down. Even these flowers that are part of her dress seem to a little bit being kind of like withered or wilting or very subdued. I feel like they're going to subdue their own passions, they're going to start setting roots down. They're starting to come to terms with really who they are. And that is a big, big thing for this person at this point in time. And the last thing they're going to do is King of Swords. They're going to speak. They're going to bring about communication on what they want, but only after they experience this quiet within themselves. And even these look like a wall of leaves. It's interesting to me. Maybe by next autumn, actually, you'll hear from them. But the intent was within the next 6 months. So they're getting their act together. And once again, this is not a reading to promote limerence or to cause anyone to wait for anything. It's important to live your life according to what you have now and not wait for something that, you know, could or could not come in the future. Very, very important that we don't live in a fantasy world, okay? That's not what I do my readings for at all. But this person has their eye on you and they could be receiving a lot of communication via birds. They could be looking at birds like I'm hearing swans and ducks, geese, but also rabbits. They could be seeing rabbits and thinking about their libido a little bit. And I feel like they're just going to be getting clear. They're going to go back to who they are. I mean, this person doesn't look like a player at all. This person looks like steadfast, focused. They know exactly what it is that they want. And they have clarity. They don't have to wield that sword any longer. This person has like a little bit of a vintage vibe, old school vibe. And I feel like they're going to go back and return to their most authentic self before even approaching you. I feel like this does have a good chance of movement forward, okay, towards you. So that's what I have for you. Again, if you like this reading, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, much love to you. Namaste. Hi, Pal 3. My name is Crystal with Psychic MG, and I'm here to do your reading. Pal number 3, if you chose the 8 of Swords, then you've arrived at the right place. I did have to take a break. This is the very next day, in case you're noticing that things are slightly different on the set or on my hands or in my voice. All the whatevers. Pal number 3. To me, you are perfect. Let's find out what this person is thinking, okay? This is a crush edition, so we're looking at love. What are they thinking for pile number 3? 2 cards, please. Meow. Okay. First of all, this person is trying to find a way back to you or to you, period. Find this interesting right here. It's like the frost is thawing. We definitely have the cage right here. This person has wings that are trapped within these bars, but the cage is an illusion. This is a mental prison. This is someone about to get the heck out of Dodge and come towards you. And what they're thinking, because it's all in the mind, right, is how to get out of their current situation, to come close, to draw near. They feel pretty vulnerable, so this could be something that is playing on their mind as well, because when you're naked, you're pretty vulnerable, right? We've got the Queen of Cups right here. And what they're feeling is that they're listening to their intuition. I feel like they have their little tentacles out. Take that however you may, right? And with these tentacles, I feel like they're trying to get a feel for how receptive you would be to them. I feel like for whatever reason, they have been drawn away. And maybe this indicates distance as well. Definitely a separation. And they feel like they want to get the grounds thawing with you. And what that means to me is if there's been any fights or anything that has stood in the way, any misunderstanding, they're trying to figure out a way back to you and to get out of this mental prison. Now, because this is a little bit foggy, the sky is, it looks like the fog is receding right here. I feel like they're trying to find their inner navigational system, and they need to actually lift their head up and look around a bit more, because getting in their head as far as what they think is just a bit too much. They've been thinking for a long time, but now is the time to put that into practice, to put that into effect. I think that they know how they feel. They feel definitely a certain way. And even though this is under the sea, right, this is in the ocean, this to me looks like sprigs of rosemary. That's very refreshing, cleansing as well. I just saw the 10 of Cups here as I was shuffling. Another thing that they are thinking about is they want to see how they can bring about cooperative energy right here. So this bloom is ironically a wall painted into a flower. And I think about all the bricks that that flower represents, and it seems like things have been really difficult to bloom between you guys, or at least they have a difficulty in approaching you in any certain way. This person can live by the woods or in a remote location, or you can. There could be something to do with flowers here. I'm looking at Also, they're thinking about cooperative energy. Like, are you going to be cooperative with them if they free themselves from their mental prison? If they decide, yeah, I can actually talk to this person, I could speak my truth, that kind of a thing. And are they able to really get you to a point that you're receptive enough, cooperative enough that you're not going to clam up? Now, I don't know if that's a shallot technically. I don't think that's like a clam, but that was what I heard, is I want to make sure that you don't clam up when I do. And so they're shielding a lot. They don't want to be vulnerable, and that's part of what they are thinking. Now, how do they feel? How does this person feel? You are perfect to me. And this, by the way, was based on the movie Love Actually, which I never addressed whatsoever. So you might or might not get this reading. Yeah, but that's where I got the idea. Love Actually. To me, you are perfect. Well, the guy shows up with all these like notes that he had written about his best friend's new wife that he was in love with. Not the best ideal situation, right? Anyways, to me, you are perfect. What is this person feeling, please? What do they feel about the situation? I think we got a lot. Okay, they have clarity. They have mental clarity. I feel like they've cycled through their brain just enough to unlock this, right? To unlock the mind. They have the key, and they've had the key the entire time. So I feel like things, once again, this cloud is lifting up out of the fog. They're no longer in doubt. They're no longer necessarily troubled by which way to go or what to do. They are, however, on to the next step of how to go about things. And I feel like that's what's kind of troubling them, instead of just doing, right? How do they feel? How does this person feel? The person on your mind, how do they feel? That's what's up. So they feel like you are stable. They feel like you are beautiful. I feel like they see your inner radiance. That sounds so corny, but that's what I heard. So maybe they talk in a way that's a little bit poetic, a little bit flowery. Maybe that's their inner dialogue. Can we get this card not to do what it's doing, please? We don't know. I don't like that ending. I don't know. No? Okay, great. That's great. So this person can be thinking about maybe how gentle you are, how productive you are. Maybe you have a couple of different businesses. Maybe you are very down to earth and in a lot of ways, like very quiet. I feel like this is a quintessential, I'm going to say like farmer's wife, like salt of the earth people that are very open, and other people are extremely drawn to them, and they're not flashy. So I feel like they love everything about that they've seen about you so far. I'm drawn to these bunnies right here. Why are these bunnies here? Because I keep thinking I'm like, that equals like sex, you know? Nine of Pentacles. Well, that's like a little bit of the forbidden fruit, right? The apple. Right here. And on her mind, she's got all these fruits, and it's like, maybe you're a little bit of a forbidden fruit. Maybe you have maybe they have a little birdie reporting back to them. So I don't feel like this is a nefarious thing where this person is having a real spy and they're trying to, you know, get the dirt on you necessarily, but I feel like they're trying to put their tentacles out there to see if you would be even remotely receptive or open to their moves, okay? That's how they're feeling. They're feeling like they need more information. They need to feel a little bit more secure. And let me just clarify, it's not our job to necessarily make people feel secure and comfy, especially somebody's been wrapped up in their brain for so long. Oh, okay. It's going to be, you know, up to all of us to decide like how we act and how we feel and what we do. And it appears to me that this person hasn't really acted or hasn't moved forward or hasn't really acted on their desires. So they definitely have you being held high in esteem, right? I feel like you are definite wish fulfillment. Why? Because cleverly enough, I have the Nine of Pentacles right here, and that's what it actually means, is a wish fulfillment. So I've got the Lovers right here indicated, and interesting that he is a blue jay, and this girl is all about it. She almost looks like, instead of a bird, like a butterfly somehow. But we have butterflies, and I feel like this blue jay is saying, hey, let me change your mind about things. And there are different stages of how maybe perhaps you felt about this person, how you've seen them in real life, that kind of a thing. This one wanted to come out because it slid off my deck. So I feel like there is some forward movement, but it is not fast, okay? It is definitely pentacle issues, very slow, very methodical, these people don't invest in anything that isn't a sure thing. And I don't mean that disrespectfully when I say these people. There's kind of a running joke at my work where we had this thing with a vendor. Why I'm telling you, I don't know, it's TMI, but here we go. We had this thing with a vendor, and they made an erroneous mistake that we were not going to purchase from them because we sent our youngest team member to go scout their product, and they in fact ignored this person, and she stood there for quite a while trying to get their attention and trying to you know, make some headway. So we ex-nayed them off the list. We're no longer carrying their product. And one time there's a phone conversation and they're like, you people. So they're really upset with us, denied ever ignoring this team member. And yeah, they definitely ignored the receptionist. It was just incredibly rude and presumptuous. So perhaps this has something to say about how you think about them and how they think you perceive them and things like that, okay? So they want you to cooperate. They want to see how receptive you are in all the things. Head, okay? Yeah, they're very much in their head. They're very logical. I feel like they're definitely observing you. They're processing. There has to do something with, I don't want to say religion, because to me this can also be like a map, like X marks the spot, you know, or it could be like a cross if you look at it softly. They're trying to see if the planets align. Well, the planets align. And then like also the way the bat has their hearing, I think it's ultrasonic. I always forget. Anyways, it's sonic hearing. So they want to get they're testing, okay, they're testing the waters, their fingers on the pulse. They're trying to check out your vibration, see if you are at all open to them. And I have all this literature right here. Maybe they're taking notes, mental notes, or they literally have notes on like the last time or maybe they're reading texts again, or emails that you sent back and forth, things like that. So yeah, they're trying to crunch the numbers and trying to make logic out of this situation. It's just, they're doing too much, okay? What does this person dream? What are they dreaming about, please? What are they dreaming about? They're dreaming about trust. I feel like there's another one in there, but no? Okay. They're dreaming about trust, faith in the power of the universe. Yeah. So I feel like they do want to make a move. They want to have faith again. And maybe perhaps this person has been jaded from their own life's journey, their own relationships and things like that, and things haven't worked out. And maybe perhaps this is stating that in some way, shape, and form, you renew hope in them. You renew an innocence that has been laying dormant for a long time, that they thought was long buried, okay? I feel like this person can literally be in prayer or renewing a faith that they had. If they've lost faith in something, such as like relationships or long-term things, maybe perhaps this person experienced some form of betrayal or plural betrayals that really put them on, well, it put them in a cage, for lack of a better word, right? It put them in a cage. It put them in their mind, and they've not willingly been in their heart space in a long, long time. So this is about trust. They want to be able to trust that this can work out with you, that they can head towards you. To me, you are perfect. What is this person dreaming about? They want to go with the flow. They want to make sure that you go with the flow. There's two depicted on here, which is kind of interesting to me. See where it takes you. They want to take that leap of faith. They want to be like, yeah, I'm just going to go with the flow. And yet they've been like, you know, maybe they've been in separation. I'm not saying that you've been like in union or anything like that, but maybe they've been in separation or really separating themselves from most people, from society, from friends, family, things like that, trying to gain perspective. And I feel like maybe perhaps they're undergoing and trying to untangle some of these, I don't know if they're called tentacles from the jellyfish, but really they're trying to untangle themselves in the way that they think. And also they're trying to reconcile logic, right? hello as I make a mess out of all my cards. Logic, all of their ideas and notions and the evidence that they can currently see versus their emotion. So they definitely want to go with the flow. Let's get a little bit more information right here. If you're liking this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. If there's something that you'd like to see me cover, then please drop it in the comments below. Their actions within the next 6 months, let's say. 6 months. Forgiveness. I feel like, oh wow, set yourself free. So maybe they're going to set themselves free, but maybe perhaps they feel like they want to change your mind about them. Something transpired that they want to change your mind about because you are the ultimate unicorn, okay? Now that sounds kind of like hokey to say. I feel like they're trying to gain a higher perspective. They could be looking at the sky, looking at the clouds. They could be dreaming about birds and unicorns and the clouds. They could be dreaming about the moon as well. And maybe perhaps even lavender is kind of permeating their senses, and somehow that lavender, because it is relaxing, makes them think about you. They be dreaming about your chesticles. No, I'm just kidding. That's not supposed to be on here, guys. You didn't see that. You did not see what you are currently seeing. I feel like they could be dreaming about how to really connect with you in the ethers. They could be even really dreaming about you, literally connecting with you. They could be trying telepathic communication. I know it sounds really weird, but for me, someone like me, it's super fun to experiment and see, well, hey, can I telepathically communicate with so-and-so? I wonder what that would be like. Now, personally, I would only do that if I have a verbal agreement with said person. Otherwise, I feel like it's an invasion of space and privacy. But I'd love to try that at some point in time with somebody, I don't know, that somebody I trusted, you know, it'd be a fun experiment. So this person could be making attempts, maybe even perhaps astral projection. So what they're dreaming about is, I feel like they have, they're looking at sunflowers, maybe sunflowers, and kind of in a lot of ways romanticizing you, their connection with you. They would love to see you in the buff. Okay, y'all know what that means if you're old enough. I feel like with these things, they're dreaming about lightning and stars and clouds, but also maybe about sunflowers. They're also dreaming about art, about different odd things like going to museums and seeing art like that, or sculptures and things like that. This is bringing you to their forefront of their mind, yeah. And also I feel like any artistic endeavor, they seem to kind of weave bits of you in there. So if they're artistic at all, or if they look at art, or if art comes up on their feed, they wonder, is this something that so-and-so would like? Pile number 3, I got my mind on thee. That's what they be thinking. That's what they're dreaming about. So I feel like a lot of daydreaming, but I feel like they're associating you a lot with their waking hours. So I know this was supposed to be like, what are they dreaming about in their actions? But I feel like here with the listen, they want you to pay attention. They want to come close, and they're actually going to contact you. Don't do that. In order to speak their truth. I'm going to put that there. Good grief. This is something. Okay, yeah, I feel like just the same way I keep applying things or putting things in a certain way because of, you know, YouTube guidelines and whatever. I feel like they could be like, okay, it has to be this way, it has to be this way, it's got to be perfect. But what are their actions? I feel like they're going to actually, after trying different forms and methods and thinking about things and ruminating over and over, they're going to actually contact you in real time in the 3D, picking up that phone, shooting you a text, and what's up? Healing. Allow the light to enter your wounds, and the star. Blessings, inspiration, time to shine. So I feel like this person's actually going to really contact you and communicate what's been on their heart, what they've been thinking about, what they've been feeling about, even if you've had like no real connection per se. But I feel like this person could have like snowballed, made something like mountains out of molehills and things like that. But they've been undergoing some healing, some massive healing, or they need to. And that's what they're going to communicate, that they think you don't understand about them currently. So it seems to be some form of misunderstanding, or they view it as misunderstanding, or they made a small slight, or something that was slightly offensive, or something that put you off from them. And they want to find their North Node again. They view you as a star. They view you as a way that they want to navigate towards. And I do feel like this person is going to actually be reaching out instead of just, I feel like the first two piles were different. Hello. Okay, because this is falling all over the place. So they want to head towards you because I feel like you are definitely like their North Star. But then this flips and it's like there's doubt. Doubt creeps in there. And once again, that's overthinking things. I feel like they're definitely comparing you to past experiences. But that's what we do as humans. We tend to learn via our past experiences, and that's something natural, okay? The problem is when we get stuck in our brains and we can't kind of modify things, or we can't adjust to the slights and the sights of life and really communicate in a clear and concise manner, like what it is that we want, or the error of our ways, if we created a mistake, or if we did something that really looked different than what was intended. Communication, direct communication, is a little bit of a lost art. And I will say, first want to admit that I'm definitely not proficient in this. So I feel like this person deserves a little bit of grace, a little bit of mercy, right? Because we all have things to kind of work through. And this definitely comes from a wound. That's why you haven't heard from them in quite some time. But I think the time is between now and 6 months. So whenever you are listening to this. So that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Much, much love to thee. Let me know how it goes. Until next time, namaste.